rooftops cross the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Won't be confined, mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is entwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. How are you all doing? How has your weekend been? For those that are watching on the replay, the usual. Fast forward 5-10 minutes and I will have started the first topic for today's live stream. Prince Harry, was he ruined by King Charles and Prince William's secret message at Trooping the Colour yesterday? Yeah, looks like we all missed it. So I've got some information about that. So yeah, guys, for those watching on the replay, fast forward 5-10 minutes into this live stream and I will have started the first topic for today's live. So yeah, that will be coming up for the first story for today's live stream. After that, what's coming up? Well, Meghan Markle's empire continues to crumble with new shocking losses at Montecito Royal. What the deuce is going on? I'm digging deep into that story. Then we're gonna go into the third story. Megsy is getting blindsided by Prince Hazza over the recent name change revenge bid because, yeah, if you thought Megsy was somehow involved in Hazza wanting to look at changing their last name as Spencer, well, think again, because insiders are turning around and saying that Hazza tried to blindside Megsy and she was not happy about it. What the deuce is going on? We'll get into that for the third story for today's live stream. And then the fourth story, well, guys, that is entirely up to you. Will you unlock today's bonus Hazza and Megsy story? How do you guys get to unlock it? Well, it's the usual. The super chat goal is in place right now. If we get 10 super chats in the next around about 55 minutes, then you guys will have unlocked the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. And just to give you a little bit of a teaser as to what the bonus Hazza and Megsy story is all about. Well, this time it's about Megsy, all right? And it's about a certain moon pig. Oh, yeah, a certain online moon pig. So, yeah, if you're interested in hearing about that bonus Hazza and Megsy story, then only if you can, that is, please do contribute to today's super chat goal. Really appreciate all your faces coming into today's live stream. Couple of other things before we kick off the first story for today's live. First and foremost, if you didn't know already, if you want more content from me, then you shall have it. Over on my second channel, Political Nerds, we are having so much fun over there. And my goodness, I went live for the first time ever on my second channel yesterday. So I just want to say a big, massive thank you to everyone that supported me so far over on Political Nerds. for everyone that's subscribed, that's watched all my videos, that's liked, that's commented, and specifically that tuned in yesterday for my first ever live stream on Political Nerds. I really, really appreciate every single one of you, so thank you so, so much. For those that don't know, that might be thinking, well, Steph, all you talk about pretty much every single day is Hazza and Megsy. What have you got to say about politics? Well, for those that don't know, I actually do have a degree in international relations and security studies. Not to bore you, but politics is basically my academic wheelhouse. So I thought, you know what? It's about time I actually use a little bit of my degree. And here we go, Political Nerds. So if you have not subscribed to my second channel to get more content from myself, then do it now. If you're watching live, the link to Political Nerds is pinned right at the top of the live chat. And for those watching the replay, it is in the description bar below. And then finally, before I get to you guys in the live chat, Political Nerds, and you know, as I always am completely 100% transparent with you guys, because I know a lot of you have made the jump to my second channel as well. I wanted you guys to know that Political Nerds officially has a sponsor. Oh yeah, so from next week, I'm going to be letting you guys know about a company called Only Gentlemen. Yeah. Now, don't worry, because women can gate crash the party too, okay? I definitely made sure of that. So essentially, if you want bigger wipes that will remove makeup, or bigger wipes that will end up with you being cleaner and fresher after doing your toilet business, and then you can head on over to onlygentlemanwipes.co.uk/discount/gents, or just go onto the onlygentlemanwipes.co.uk website and use code GENTS, GENTS, to get 5% discount on your first order. I've had my wipes now for just over a week, and I'm really, really impressed with them. And you guys know that I will only take on a sponsor if essentially I would buy from them as well. And yeah, I'd buy from these guys all day long, and I know you guys will be impressed with them too. So yeah, head on over and yeah, upgrade your wipe life. These are so big, right, that possibly, maybe just about wipe out the stain of Hazza and Megsy, maybe. Can always give it a good old college try, can't we, guys? What I'll just do is, whilst I'm at it, I'll just pop the link in the live chat. Let me just quickly do that now for you guys. Now, if you use this link, then the discount code will automatically be applied. If you don't use the link, then yeah, please use the code GENTS, GENTS, for 5% discount on your first order. So yeah, with that being said, let's have a little bit of a gander as to what you guys have been saying in the live chat before we start the first topic for today's live stream. Lisa Boo says, Moonpig, you say? Well, let's get this goal done. $2 sugar bucks. Thank you so much for the sugar bucks, Lisa Boo. Really, really appreciate your face. Also, as well, thank you so much to AussieAn2025 for the $2.99 sugar bucks, saying to start things off. Thank you so much for starting off today's goal. And also, as well, sending me my favourite sugar buck sticker. Yay! The Doggy Fine Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. My goodness, already before we even start the first topic, we're already 2 into today's super chat goal. We've just got 8 more left for you guys to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megsy story. So, yeah. Who's going to be able to step up to the plate? Only if you can, of course. We may soon find out. We may soon find out. Lisa. Oh, hang on a minute. Here we go. Lisa's asking, what do they smell like, though? So, what do they smell like? Fragrance-free. Oh, yeah. They are totally fragrance-free. Here we go. Fragrance free. There is no fragrance on them whatsoever, which I actually really do appreciate, because when I'm taking makeup off my face, if I'm using a wipe that's got like the littlest of fragrance in it, then I could get like breakouts and all that BS. Do you know what I mean? And so it's really, really good that these wipes are extra, extra large, right? I only have to use one for my whole face. It's amazing, right? And it's totally fragrance free as well, so it's not going to irritate the skin on my face, because I can be prone to breakouts, unfortunately. Also, as well, for all my UK alter nerds out there, this is a 100% British family-owned company, and it's all manufactured here in the UK. So I'm happy to also big up a homegrown British company as well. So yeah, also just as a little bit of a side note, I've spoken to the CEO for a fair few hours over the last week and a half, and dude is like one of my people, I'm telling you right now. Says it as it is, and yeah, he's a good egg. He's definitely a good egg. So there we go on that. Lisa Boo says, yes, good, they are fragrance free. Mic drop Lisa says, excellent, I have really sensitive skin. Lisa Boo says, no irritation then. No. Sean Roche, before we kick off the first topic, says, does gifting a sub count to the goal? No, it doesn't. So the only things that count towards the goal at the moment are just straight up super chats. That's it. Super chat stickers, gifting leaderships, or becoming a leader yourself does not count towards the goal. And that's not me setting that rule. It's YouTube, unfortunately. So please do bear that in mind. But yeah, in the live chat, let me know if you are interested in trying out Only Gentlemen wipes, or if you've actually bought some using our exclusive alternate code or link. Let me know in the live chat. Big SM! Hey, Big SM! How's it going, mate? Thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying, Steph, I can tell you Megan hired me for analytics. Do you want to explain that a little bit more? Dude, don't even send me another super chat. Just email me. Email me. You got my email. Like, explain yourself. Are you meaning that as a joke? Because to be fair, I'm that freaking autistic. I take everything quite literal. As Andy, my big brother over on Popcorn Planet and Popcorn Palace, will say, I am literally the reincarnation of Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy. So please just let me know if that's an actual joke or not. I suspect it is, looking at this super chat from you, Big SM, saying, Steph, Megan has just fired me. I'm unemployed. This has got to be a joke now, mate. It really has. Oh, my goodness. Anywho, on that bombshell, let's crack on with the first topic for today's live stream. Prince Harry absolutely ruined by King Charles and Prince William's secret message at Trooping the Colour that looks like we all missed. So let's jump into it, shall we? First off, with King Charles. So this is all being reported by The Express, mind you. And here we've got the headline here. King Charles sends telling message to Prince Harry over new era with Prince William move. And so we've got here The Express talking to a body language expert that is saying, look, King Charles and Prince William were sending a secret message to Prince Hazza during yesterday's Trooping the Colour, which, by the way, I did say I was going to stream that yesterday. I decided against it because I saw that the Sidley twins were doing that anyway, and I thought, that's fine. Tune into the Sidley twins. Not a problem. So that's why in the end. Anywho, here we've got The Express speaking to body language expert Judy James, saying the royal stance yesterday sent a very clear message to Hazza and Megxie as well. And so she says, quote, posing in the glorious sunshine in front of the cheering crowds, the royal family proved once again what they are good at and what has been crucial for their survival. stoicism, and the never complain, never explain philosophy. The king might have looked tetchy in the carriage on the way to the palace, but he was all good humour and warm smiles on the balcony, even nudging Louis for a chat at one point and picking out his son William for another conversation. And so she goes on to explain that the exchange between King Charles and Prince William had sent a very important message to Hazard, because it signals, according to her, a beginning of a new era, however you want to pronounce it, right? Tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. Anyway, but yeah, let's get back to what's more important, right? That's my example of trying to make a funny, okay, guys? If I don't laugh at my jokes, no one else will. Anywho, so yeah, the body language last here is turning around and saying that, you know, King Charles and Prince William, their public exchange on the balcony is a signal, a dig to Hazard and Megsy that there's a new era within the monarchy, and they're not invited. They're not a part of it in any way, shape or form. No matter how much Hazard and Megsy want to make sure that somehow on their kid's passport they've got HRH, right? As some kind of sneaky way of potentially trying to get back into the royal family in the future. No. King Charles and Prince William, with their exchange on the balcony, as Judy James is saying, is a major, major signal that, there's a new era, and Hazard and Megsy, they are not invited at all. They're not a part of it. So she explained that, quote, this father-son exchange of words looked important and symbolic. Apologies. Then turning around and adding that King Charles tends to pick out the most important people in his life at that time to pay attention to during a balcony appearance. Princess Catherine has often been the object of his attention, but to chat to William suggested a new era of warmth and compatibility between the two men, something that Hazard just does not have at this point. It is done. It is over, right? I hear plates right now smashing at Montecito Royale, but I think this time it ain't Megsy that's the cause of the plate smashing, if you get me meaning, right? And so Judy James then also adds that Prince William's pose resembled the pose he would adopt when talking to his grandmother too. With his hands clasped in front of his torso, he signalled a sense of respect to his father and to the crown, something that Hazard is significantly lacking from. She then says, as a message to Harry, Charles and William would have signalled unity and united purpose. And so the first thing, right, the first secret message, the first secret dig from King Charles to Prince Hazard is this. King Charles turning to Prince William on the balcony in public and sharing a warm exchange. And as Judy James is saying there, this is signalling a new era in the royal family whereby Hazard and Megsy, they are not invited, they are not a part of in any way, shape or form. The royal family essentially with King Charles turning around and saying, everything is at least good with my eldest son. Forgetting Hazard now, forgetting Megsy, and moving on with the new status quo. No matter how much Hazard and Megsy try and force a back door to the royal family to go back to whenever they want, right? The most recent example, as I mentioned before, was, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, their insistence that their kids have the HRH titles on their passport. To me, that only signals one thing, that they're hoping in the future that they somehow can use their kids to worm their way back into the royal family. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Don't hold your breath on that one. Now, let's get on to the Prince William of it all. Because the Express are turning around and also saying that Prince William also had a secret message, a secret dig at Trooping the Colour towards Hazard, and I suppose by extension, Megsy as well. Here's the headline here again from the Express, turning around and saying, Prince Harry sent fierce Trooping the Colour message after Prince William and Princess Catherine move. So here, They're saying that Prince Harry was sent a first message from his estranged brother, Prince William, during yesterday's Trooping the Colour parade, an expert said. So again, we've got body language expert Judy James coming back into this, turning around and saying, quote, Harry's implication that the royals had no real freedom of choice or freedom of lifestyle appears disproved by the behaviour and body language of George, Charlotte and Louis. And I would actually add to that, it's not only Harry's implication, but in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, it's Meg's implication as well. Meg's has also implied that the royals had no real freedom of choice or freedom of lifestyle. Remember when Meg's in that Oprah interview and whatnot turned around and she was crying because, oh my goodness, I had to be careful about even the colours that I was wearing in the royal family because I couldn't wear the colours that I wanted to wear. Wah. And what freaking colour has she been wearing ever since she exited the royal family? Beige, 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 and yeah, with a side of more freaking beige. Yeah, her crying, yeah, over the notion that somehow the royal family stopped to wearing colours is absolutely freaking horse shiz as far as I'm concerned. Anywho, so Judy James is turning around and saying that Hazard's comments and accusations could have left them holed beneath the waterline, but instead they showed signals of becoming stronger and more fiercely determined to keep the firm itself strong. Adding, Prince William's own family are rapidly achieving the levels of body language synchronicity that send out messages of teamwork and bonding. The children retain their individual characters, but when they appear together now, they're like a family of swans gliding through the water. There's a sense of elegance about their body language that even Louis is showing signs of inheriting now. And so when it comes to Prince William's secret message, secret dig at the Trooping the Colour directed at Prince Hazard, is essentially Judy James turning round and saying, well, in the past, Hazard's turned round and said that the royals had no real freedom of choice or freedom of lifestyle. Well, Judy James is turning around and saying that through the body language of Prince William, Princess Catherine and their 3 children, they're turning around and telling Hazard to piss off. They have all the freedom in the world of choice and of lifestyle. Just look at them. Look at what they're doing. Look at little Louis with his cheeky little waves and all that malarkey. They've got all the freedom in the world. Disproving Hazard yet again. And so, yeah, going around full circle there, Prince Hazard was ruined by King Charles because King Charles's secret dig and secret message at Trooping of the Colour was him, chatting to Prince William, it being very, very friendly, very, very loving, turning round and essentially, according to Judy James, showing the world that there's a new era in the royal family and Hazard is not invited and Hazard is not a part of it whatsoever. And then when it comes to the Prince William side of things, Judy James is turning around and saying, well, as I said earlier on that, the royals have no freedom of choice whatsoever, no freedom of lifestyle whatsoever, but Prince William has just absolutely put that lie to bed and completely myth-busted that based on how he and his own family were acting during Trooping the Colour. So as I turn around and saying that, the royals don't have any freedom, this, that and the other, Prince William and his own family have just proven him wrong. Again, can you hear right now the plates at Montecito Royale smashing? Because I do, and this time I don't think it's Megsy that's doing it. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are because we'll be getting into the second topic very, very shortly. Meghan Markle's empire continues to crumble with new shocking losses at Montecito Royale. What the hell is going on now? I'm going to give you all the details you guys need to know in a moment. But for those that are watching, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you are subscribed to join our Alter Nerd tribe to get even more news from the gruesome twosome. Like, share, and if you watch on the replay, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Did you guys watch Trooping the Colour yesterday? What did you think to it? Let me know for those watching on the replay in the comment comments down below. And hey, up live chat, how's it going? Let's see what you guys are saying before we jump into the second topic. Mic drop Lisa, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying, Stephen, I took your job for now. You guys have got a better sense of humor than me. That is for damn certain. Mic drop Lisa, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying, F it, I quit, not giving her the satisfaction. You and like 22 others over the last 6-7 years so far, and counting. Everyone that's just joined live, again, stay exactly where you are. I'm going to go into the second topic in a moment. Appreciate your faces. Thank you so much. Head Mod, Project Mal Music says the Sidley twins are amazing as they did Trooping the Colour. Yeah, like I said on Friday, I did mention that I'd probably go live on Saturday morning to stream and provide my commentary for Trooping the Colour. But then I saw that the Sidley twins were going to do that anyway, and I thought, you know what? The Sidley twins are really entertaining. They know their shiz, and I'd tune into them as well, to be fair. So I thought, no, I'm not going to stream it. It's all Gucci. But yeah, I'm glad that you liked them and that they did an amazing job at Trooping the Colour, as I'd expect them to do anyway, to be fair. They're good at what they do, guys. Make sure you subscribe to them. Big SM, Mic drop Lisa, Megsy didn't like, I subscribed to Stef, so Stef got me sacked. Yes! My claim to fame, I got the Big SM sacked by Megsy. That's my claim to fame now, and I'm never letting it go. I promise you that right now. Okay, guys. Mic drop Lisa, thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks, saying we need a t-shirt that just says beige, 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 and more beige. I think we need that t-shirt too. I think we might need that t-shirt too. Watch this space. Oh my goodness. 420 Pomp says, and do it on a beige t-shirt. Oh my goodness. Yes, I love it. CD Rexroad says, I love the video that showed the king encouraging Prince Louis to wave at the crowd. You know what? Anytime Prince Louis is out in public, I live. Guys, I live. With that being said, let's jump into the second topic for today's live stream. Meghan Markle's empire continues to crumble with new shocking losses at Montecito Royal. What the hell is going on now at that circus? Let's jump into all the details you guys need to know right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Megsy's empire is continuing to crumble with brand new shocking losses at Montecito Royal. What the deuce is going on? Well, let me give you all the details you guys need to know that I've been collating over the weekend. And so the first thing that's been happening is, yeah, the big massive headline. Azza and Megsy have not lost just 1, 2, 3, 4. No. They've lost 6 members of staff. Yeah, what the frick? Now stay tuned because I've got even more information to give you guys beyond this. But everywhere, okay, is reporting that Megsy and Azza have parted ways. So way to put it, right? With 6 more members of their team as their PR machine undergoes another massive shake-up. Now, I say parted ways is a very, very interesting way of putting it because it's a very neutral language there. I'm doing a little bit of amateur linguistic analysis here, so please bear with me on this. Parted ways could mean anything, right? Parted ways could mean that they resigned, that all 6 resigned and quit, or parted ways could mean that they all weren't together in a room with Hazard and Megzi, and they all decided, yeah, let's part ways. Or part ways could mean that Hazard and Megzi sacked them. So this is why I say, first and foremost, it's very, very interesting language that the mainstream media is using when I read from any of the outlets about this. They're all saying the same thing, that all six have parted ways. But that's very neutral language, and it could mean either way. Either they quit, or Megzi and Hazard fired him. Which one is it? It's interesting that the mainstream media reporting on this isn't actually clarifying which way this all went. Now, the latest departures include Kyle Boulier, their LA-based deputy press secretary, Charlie Gibson, who'd been serving as the European Communications Director, Leanne Cashin, who was formerly head of operations at Archewell Foundation, has gone, Disha Tank, who was Archewell's Director of Communications, and a personal assistant, and Megzi's social media manager have all gone too. Now, this is unprecedented, okay? This is an unprecedented exit of 6 workers. Whether they were fired or they quit, we don't know at this point, right? Why? Because Megzi has just finished her Confessions of a Female Flounder podcast, right? She'll need all her team together to figure out the next step. Secondly, she's only at the beginning of her brand, the fake as ever brand, right? The last thing you need is to have a massive organizational change when you're just right at the beginning of it all. So the timing of all of this, for me, is highly sus. And for me, indicates one thing. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, the chances are all 6 quit on them. Bigger question, though, is why in that case? And so sources say that this mass exodus comes after Hazard's very disastrous BBC interview, fresh off the heels of him losing the case in the UK for security tax-funded payer situation. Sources say that interview didn't actually go down well behind palace gates. No shiz, Sherlock, right? But insiders are claiming that the writing was already on the wall for some of those team members that have eventually left Hazard and Megzi following the Vanity Fair expose that was released all the way back in January this year, that alleged that several staffers were left needing long-term therapy or took extended breaks after working with Meghan. Prince Harry, though, meanwhile, is continuously being painted as the lonely figure who's failed to make friends across the pond. Now, before I get into it any further and give you even more information about this whole situation, a couple of thank yous before I lose them. Firstly, Chris Mills, thank you very much for that very, very generous £20 sugar bucks. Guys, hearts in the chat right now for Chris, because this is an extremely generous sugar bucks right here. Saying Harry will not be returning in 2 years to attend the Invictus Games, as Zara and Mike Tyndall are hosting it and have stated he's not invited, probably because he'll be in bankruptcy, 30 to 50 and $21 million. I'd be surprised if he's going to be returning in 2 years to the Invictus Games in Birmingham. That is for damn certain. Big SM, thank you so much for another sugar bucks of £2, saying the new PR company was too radical for the 6 staff. Yeah, maybe. Gia Atta, thank you so much for the $5.49 sugar bucks. And Mr. Hippo, really appreciate your face with that. Thank you so much. With that being said, let's jump on to the rest of this information, right? So, a source familiar with this whole situation told Hello magazine, quote, "Something tells me there'll be another change in the future. Meghan and Harry have hired some of the most incredible people at the top of their fields, yet somehow none of them ever work out." And this is the thing, right? Every time they're hiring someone new, right, we get this big, massive song and dance of how amazing these people are, how they're gonna change the fortunes of Hazard and Megzi, get them popular again, get them liked again, this, that, and the other. And it never works out that way. and the people end up leaving in very, very mysterious, interesting circumstances, right? So how can you hire the top people in their field, right, and still end up not being popular, not being loved, not being liked, and if anything, going in the opposite direction and being hated even more? Only Hazard and Megsy can pull that trick off, right, guys? So, according to Deadline, since Megxit, they've lost at least 22 people now, with 6 now in the last 2 months. So the social media manager is said to have left before Megsy released that birth porn twerking video situation. It looks like the social media manager potentially quit, according to this source here, because she didn't agree with Megsy releasing that clip. That's what I'm extrapolating from this. And to be fair, that social media was right. If that social media person turned around to Megsy and said, do not release that clip, Megsy should have listened to that social media manager, right? She should have. Because that whole birth porn video thing has completely backfired on Megsy and Hazard. It really, really has. Now, this is the thing, and let me give you even more information courtesy of Radar Online. Here's their article with the headline, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's business empire is crumbling and bleeding money, with crisis-hit pair said to shed even more staff. Now, one top insider told Shutter, quote, this isn't strategy, it's survival. They're running out of money and now they're running out of people. So I've been reporting, like, over the last year that they are running out of money because it costs them about, $4 million a year just on security and maintenance costs for Montecito Royal alone. And how do I know that? Because a couple of years ago, there was a French program that was released that I reported on, right? And I got a translation and everything for that program. And it was called Harry and Meghan Royal Business. And in there, they got the experts that turned around and said, a property like that in Montecito Royal with the security and everything, maintenance costs alone are going to be about $4 million with security included in that. Yeah, so they're paying at least $4 million a year for that. Forgetting Megsy's food, her shopping, her makeup, her travelling on private jet everywhere. Forget all that, yeah? Just $4 million just off the bat every year for security and maintenance costs, yeah? They don't seem to be replacing the contracts with the ones that they're losing, yeah? And so how long do you think all the millions they've got in the bank right now is going to last them if they're unable to replace the lost contracts with new ones? Not that long. So, yeah, not only have they, as far as I'm concerned, been bleeding money over the last couple of years, but yeah, they are now starting to severely bleed out when it comes to staff members as well. And so here, despite hiring big names like comms expert Meredith Kendall-Mains and Netflix veteran Emily Robinson to help rebrand themselves, sources claim that Hazard and Megsy don't have the budget to keep up with the PR. And so Meredith Kendall-Mains, their ex-comms expert, released a statement framing the shake-up as a pivot toward agency-based support across 5 time zones. But insiders have been calling them out, with one saying, quote, that's just spin. They don't have the money to keep the team they built. They tried to recreate the Royal Court, but California doesn't do crowns on credit. Another insider warned more layoffs are expected. And Meghan and Harry, they need a major win and fast. And so here, the insiders are alluding to this notion that all 6 of them have left because Hazard and Megsy don't have enough money to be able to pay them all. I can believe that, can you? I mean, think about it. They lost that Spotify contract a couple of years ago now. Did they replace it with another kind of podcast audio platform that would give them as much money as Spotify would or more? No, they didn't. Megsy went to a little known one called Lemonada, which to this moment, we're still waiting to hear if there's going to be a season 2. Interesting that we've not heard about that. Coupled with the notion that a lot of us are still expecting by the end of this year for Netflix to drop Hazza and Megxi like they're hot shiz and not renew their contract. You've got all these big contracts that are dropping like flies. They're not replacing them with bigger or better contracts. And so the money is slowly but surely disappearing. But they're still, they're spending like billionaires when they're millionaires, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay. So here, royal analyst and former aide Norman Baker, when I could get my teeth back in, said, there's no doubt in my mind that Meghan and Harry's income is going to decline in the future. It's declining now. They've done the big hits that they could do. There's nothing else to come, nothing else to sell apart from themselves. Since their departure, the royal family, Meghan and Harry, have reportedly generated, substantial wealth, including the circa $100 million agreement with Netflix, the $20 million contract with Spotify. But again, Spotify dropped them and they've not been able to replace it with another $20 million contract with a similar, podcast platform. And when Netflix eventually does drop them, I don't think they're going to be getting another contract with another streamer that's going to be worth circa $135 million. Do you? Yeah, they had that success with Hazza and Megxi mockumentary, but everything else that they've released since then has absolutely bombed. It's not been as successful at all. Now, before we get on to Lady C's response to all of this, big massive thank you to Aussie Ann 2025 for the $2.99 sugar bucks saying 10. Booyah. Yes. Thank you so much to Aussie Ann 2025 for being our 10th super chatter for today's live stream. That means that thanks to everyone that's been able to send a super chat my way for today's live stream, you guys have been able to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megxi story. So everyone watching live, stay tuned for that. It's a fun one. It's definitely a fun one. But let's get back to this particular story here with Megxi's empire continuing to crumble with new shocking losses at Montecito Royal, because Lady C actually has a response to this that she put on Twitter saying it's no secret that Meghan Markle and Harry can't keep staff. But they're now bleeding losses to such a noticeable extent that even arch denialists like them can't get away with pretending that the mass exit that has just taken place is normal. It's not normal. 6 people all of a sudden disappeared like that at the same time is not normal. It really ain't. Lady C says, I'm hearing that things are even worse than this indicates. One would have to have a heart of stone not to have some pity for their predicament. Even if it's all richly deserved, one might even say judiciously earned. I don't have any pity for Hazza and Megxi on this. I really don't. If the rumours are to be believed, Megxi is literally a dictator in high heels. Her Lady C is better than me, let's put it that way. She then says they're really her, backed up by his unreasonable demands and refusal to bow to the reality of trimming her sails to benefit from the way in which prevailing winds blow, make her, I'm told, a nightmare employer who has gone way beyond the behaviour which Jason North had caused to bring to Simon Case's attention all those years ago when she was still functioning within the royal family and she was being accused of being a vindictive and malevolent bully. And so, essentially, in a nutshell, Lady C is turning around here and saying, if you thought what Jason North was saying back when Megxi was in the royal family is true, if you thought that was bad, Megxi has got even worse over the years when it comes to how she treats her staff. Allegedly. Well, I can believe it, can you? Because those rumours haven't gone away. Every single year there's a new expose, it seems, on Megxi and how she treats her staff. Last year, it was the Hollywood Reporter, if you remember. This year, it was Vanity Fair. Who do you think is going to jump into the ring next time to expose even more alleged bullying behaviour from Megxi towards the staff? Anyone's guess. What do you guys think? But let's go back to what Lady C thinks to all of this, because she's saying this is but the tip of the iceberg, I'm told. The tea has already been spilt. and it's only a matter of time before the great humanitarian is clobbered with yet more revelations about what an appalling employer she is. As the Jamaicans say, when you spit in the sky, it will fall in your eye. So, this is the thing, right? All 6 that have just left, all in one go, shockingly, right? This, they are shocking losses. They really are. I wonder how these revelations will come about. And I ask that because Hazard and Megxie are no strangers to making people that work for them sign NDAs. Let's put it this way. When Andy and I, we went to Montecito about a year and a half ago now. And when we were speaking to members of the public, and they were really, really kind and very, very lovely to speak to, one of them turned around and said something along the lines of either it was their friend or a family member that had worked for Hazard and Megxie at one point. Okay. So we then turned round and asked this person, okay, well, give us more details, right? We'd love to know more about this. Like clam. That was it. No more. It was as if he was insinuating that not only could his friend not speak out because his friend or family member that worked for signed an NDA, this, that, and the other, but it was as if this person that we were speaking to, who hadn't worked for Hazard and Megxie at all, right, was insinuating that by association, they had also signed an NDA. It's really, really strange when we were speaking to people in Montecito because they were very afraid of talking about Hazard and Megxie. Like, really afraid. Like, there was a lot of caution to it. And that's something that I noticed anyway. I'm sure, Andy may have noticed it in his own way, but it's as if when we spoke to this particular person who hadn't worked for Hazard and Megxie at all, but knew someone that had directly, that the person that hadn't worked for them couldn't say all about it because somehow they had signed an NDA as well because they had a direct association with someone that had worked for Hazard and Megxie in the first place. Do you see where I'm coming from? And so when Lady C is turning around here and saying there's going to be more revelations about what an appalling employer she is, no doubt. But I wonder how much of a revelation we're going to actually find out when all the employers that have left, I'm sure, will have signed ironclad NDAs. I don't know. Do you see where I'm coming from, guys? Now, let me leave you in terms of this story with something that Royally Sage has said at Sage1411. Make sure you're following Royally Sage on Twitter because they share the best blind items as far as I'm concerned. Royally Sage is saying the following. Lady C says that Rachel, Megxie, had become an even worse bully than when she was throwing tea at staff, making them cook banana bread multiple times, demanding to use the tiara to practice, calling staff multiple times on their time off to scream at them while she was with the royal family. I definitely believe this, don't you? Don't you? But going around full circle, I believe this, do you? Do you believe that Megxie's empire is continuing to crumble? With these new shocking losses at Montecito Royale, with 6 staff members leaving all of a sudden like that. Yeah, Megxie's empire is definitely not the strong empire that she's trying to make it out to be. That is for damn certain. If her empire was so strong and so good, why all of a sudden have 6 people gone like that? Hmm? But it's not just, right, who she's working for that's crumbling and leaving. But as I've shown you in this segment here, looks like finance-wise, that's also crumbling further as well, as she suffers even more shocking losses there, with contracts leaving, but she ain't being able to replace any of them because no one else wants to touch her with a freaking 10-foot barge pole. I know I wouldn't, would you? She's definitely failing, but what do you guys think? Before I go into it any further, Flapper27, my goodness, guys, massive hearts in the chat right now for Flapper27. What a very extremely generous sugar bucks. $50, my goodness. Flapper27, thank you so much. God bless Stef. Dude, my goodness, I'm blown away. Very, very grateful for your generosity there, Flapper27. Thank you so much. Extremely kind. So yeah, hearts in the chat for Flapper27. Those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. We'll be getting on to the third topic in a moment. Meghan Markle has been blindsided by Prince Harry over his recent name change revenge bid. Yeah, apparently Megsy didn't know. Megsy was not happy with Hazza. What the deuce is going on? We're going to get into that in a moment. But for those watching live or on the replay, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you have subscribed to join our Alter Nerd tribe here for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Why do you think all of a sudden 6 people have left Megsy and Hazza like that all in one go? Why do you think that's the case? Well, if you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching live, let me know in the live chat. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the second story for today's live stream. We're going to get onto the third story in a moment. For those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm just going to read a few of your comments before we get into the third story. So just to kind of let you guys know, anyone that sends super chat sticker, member only chat, your chats are guaranteed to be read. Anyone else, I'll just pick and choose what you guys are saying, what jumps out to me. But your chats are not guaranteed to be read, so please do bear that in mind. So yeah, let's have a look and see what you guys are saying. Sean Roche is saying, I wonder who actually would want to go and work for these two now. Their name must be synonymous for being bad employers around California. Well, I had reported last couple of years that Hazza and Megsy do seem to be on a blacklist now. Allegedly. Who knows, right? Who knows? Let's see what else you guys are saying. Berry Sweet Cake Company says, is she going to hire more staff? Well, according to the information that I've just presented to you guys, yeah, she might not have the money to be able to hire more staff. Whoopsie doodle. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Von Burns says, they left because their paychecks bounced. Oh my goodness. That is so freaking funny, Yvonne. Yeah. Winner. With that being said, let's jump on to the third story for today's live stream, and this is a doozy. Remember last couple of weeks it was reported that Prince Harry wanted to change their last name as Spencer in some kind of revenge bid. Well, reports are now coming through that Megsy was blindsided by Hazza. She didn't know Hazza apparently was going to do this and was not happy with him whatsoever for one particular reason. So let's jump into it right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to The Dose, the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because reports are coming through that Meghan Markle was blindsided by Prince Harry over his recent attempt to try and change their last name in some kind of revenge bid against the royal family. In other words, reports are coming through that Megsy had no idea that Hazard was even inquiring about changing their last name as Spencer. Whoops. And she was very, very angry with Hazard for a particular reason, allegedly. So let's get into it right now. So this is a story from Radar Online. They're calling it their exclusive, the inside story of Hazard's name change revenge bid and how it left Megsy blindsided and scrabbling to protect kids' future. Now, apparently Megsy talked him out of it. The reports go that Hazard was pretty much gung-ho on changing their last name as Spencer, but that Megsy was blindsided that Prince Hazard wanted to do it in the first place, and that when she found out, she talked him out of it. And so here we know that he spoke with his uncle, Earl Spencer, during his last visit to the UK to look at the option of changing their last name as Spencer. Now, a source is denying that Spencer talked him out of the name change, or that it would not be something he could accomplish legally, adding that the idea came from repeated delays by British officials to issue passports to their kids, which were ultimately granted. And so, essentially, the one thing that you guys need to kind of take into account here is that I actually believe that Megsy was blindsided by Prince Hazard over his attempt to look at changing their name as Spencer. Why? Because if you remember earlier on this year when With Love Meghan came out, she turned around in one episode and was like, yeah, my last name isn't Markle anymore. Didn't you know that? It's Sussex now. Interesting that she didn't say Spencer. She said Sussex. Now, royal watchers have speculated that, Harry trying to look at changing his last name and his whole family's last name to Spencer is said to be some kind of revenge against King Charles, who's said to be refusing now to speak to Hazard, and quite rightly so. Now, courtiers are now saying that Megsy is absolutely furious with Hazard at even discussing changing their last name as Spencer in the first place, let alone trying to set up the plan to actually do it in the first place. Here, the article saying, quote, courtiers contend that Megsy is likely furious that Hazard entertained the idea of them becoming Spencers because she fears losing the privilege associated with being a titled royal and the boost it gives to her businesses. And they suspect she'll fight tooth and nail to preserve high society perks for herself and her kids. This makes a shiz ton of sense. This, I believe. I believe Hazard blindsided Megsy on this one, going to his uncle to look at the notion of changing all their last names to Spencer. Megsy, it makes sense, would want to keep their last name as Sussex, or at the very least, Mountbatten Windsor. Why? Because that kind of last name is a major, major link to the royal family, which we know, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, she loves to use her link to the royal family to monetize all day long. Just look at her Instagram page, as ever, by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Like, seriously, you think she'd be happy changing her last name to Spencer, even with all the connotations that it has with Princess Diana? I don't think so, do you? Now, one insider said, quote, palace gossips are saying Charles is saddened by the name news, which he interprets as his youngest son rejecting his proud royal heritage. Meanwhile, future King William, Harry's brother, supposedly sees the idea of a change to Spencer as another grandstanding play for his bratty sibling. Yeah, I get that too. Now, according to the insider, Prince William's absolutely angry to hell and back with all of this. And he's seeing adopting the name Spencer as an attempt to hijack their late mother's, Princess Diana's, memory and trade on it for profit. And so, yeah, he's wanting to protect Princess Diana's legacy by preventing her name and likeness from even getting dragged into Hazard and Meg's attempt to make money off of it. And I believe that too, because Prince William has even admitted himself publicly that he is extremely protective when it comes to the name and legacy of Princess Diana. And too right he is, absolutely. Prince Hazard even said that at one point. That was, of course, before Megsy. Now, seems to be another thing altogether. His tune's completely changed. I wonder why. Now, royal expert Richard Fitzwilliam is jumping into all of this. And he's saying, quote, "I don't think anything will surprise Prince William, but this would be a particularly hurtful thing because as Shakespeare said, what's in a name? Well, a lot is in a name, your family, your background, and he's rejecting all of it. I can't confirm it's true, but for King Charles, it would be a horror." And I absolutely echo what Richard Fitzwilliam is saying there. Why? Because for those that don't know, and I've been completely, open about this, I changed my last name legally. My last name is now my mother's maiden name. I don't have anything to do with my biological father and his side of the family at all. I only see my biological father now as a freaking sperm donor. That is it. Now, let me be very clear. He is not the monster that I've talked about over the years, okay? That when I was a child, there was a monster in my life that, and for YouTube Human Review, I have to say it this way, that raped me repeatedly when I was younger. Molested me repeatedly when I was younger. I've been open about that and what I've been through and, what happened and how I got to this point where now I survive and I've got, for me, the best life ever, right? Anywho, before I go completely off topic, let me be very clear on this, as I have to be every time I bring this up. That monster that did that to me repeatedly is not my biological father. Let me be very clear on that. My biological father is another monster. Okay? He is another monster. Just not that one. All right? So let me be very clear on that. However, he is still a monster nonetheless. And his whole family are scum anyway and monsters in their own way. And so, for me, when I used to look at my whole name and my last name that I was born with, I ended up looking at that last name and I was disgusted with myself because my last name disgusted me. Disgusted me. I hated it. Hated being known with that last name. It disgusted me to no end. Because that last name, for me, represented so much evil that happened in my life when I was a little child. That when I was older and I was cognizant enough to understand my decision, I had a solicitor and I got my name changed. And I got my last name specifically changed to my mother's maiden name. And I've never looked back since. I've been so happy with my decision. And every time I look at my full name now and I look at my last name, I feel proud. I don't feel disgusted with myself or just disgusted at the name at all. I feel proud. So what's in a name? Absolutely everything. And so I know personally, right, what it means to change your last name. It means absolutely everything. And for an Italian, because I'm also Italian as well, it means even more. It means that I've turned round and I have legally, in every way, shape and form, disowned my biological father and his side of the family. I don't want anything to do with him at all. Again, I just see him now as a freaking sperm donor. That's it. That's it. And day to day, I don't even think about him at all. I live my best life. I'm happy. They didn't beat me. I beat them by having the best, happiest life I can ever have. And so, yeah, I know from a major emotional perspective and personal perspective, when I can get my teeth back in, what it really truly means, okay, to change your last name. And so for Hazza, right, him changing or even considering changing his last name to his mum's maiden name, exactly what I've done, yeah, that is a major, major 2 fingers up at his dad, at King Charles and the rest of the royal family. That's him ultimately turning around and saying, like I did, I disown you, I have nothing to do with you whatsoever, even my last name, I've taken control of that. I am not part of your tribe or family anymore. So yeah, when people call Prince Harry and his attempt as a name change revenge bid, best believe the revenge bid bit needs to be underlined a zillion freaking times, because that's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. I know. I did it myself. And I'm much happier for it. That is for damn certain. And so when Richard Fitzwilliam is turning around and saying, for King Charles, it would be a horror if Hazza actually went through with it. Yeah, it would. It would. And I'm sure, no doubt, right? Because I've not been in contact with my biological father or his side of the family for well over 20 years now. Long may that freaking continue. But I'm sure by now that word has got back to them that I've legally changed my last name to my mum's maiden name, and they definitely would have been horrified with that. I know that. I know that. They have this saying that was drilled into me when I was a kid. Blood is thicker than water. That's what they'd say. Blood is thicker than water. No, it's not. It's not. You choose your own family. And the one thing that I don't choose is my biological father and his side being part of my family. I don't think so. And so I've cut myself off from them in every way, shape, or form by changing my last name. If Hazard did that with the last name of Spencer, he'd be doing exactly the same thing. Best believe. However, there's a caveat when it comes to Hazard, because opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, he would then use that Spencer name to opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, make money off of his late mother, Princess Diana. Megsy would do the same thing as well if somehow she was persuaded to go ahead with it. Yet they'd still keep all their titles, like the HRH title that they're not supposed to use in public, his prince title, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex title. This is a thing. They really, really believed that the royal family was evil as hell and did them wrong in every which way possible, this, that, and the other. Yeah? Not only would we get this news that Hazza looked at changing the last name, but Megsy and Hazza would also be looking at completely dropping the Duke and Duchess of title and Hazza is Prince title. Because like me, they would do everything they could to cut off from that side of family. That side of family was really, really bad, like they've been saying all along. They'd do everything to cut them off. Everything. Every association cut off. Like that. Without a second thought. Done. But they don't. Why? Well, maybe the royal family ain't as bad as they've been freaking making out over the last few years. I don't believe them anyway, do you? Now, before we go any further, Stephen Magnus, thank you so much for the £2 sugar buck, saying the Spencer name can only pass through the males. Well, in terms of, like, maybe, you see, that doesn't make sense as such because Princess Diana, before she married into the royal family, was known as Diana Spencer. So do you mean the title, the Spencer title, can only pass through the males? Because that was a thing. Is that what you mean? Let me know, Big SM. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are because you guys have been able to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megsy story, and we're going to have some fun with this one because Megsy has got mocked by an online moon pig. Want to know more about what this is all about? Oh, we're going to have a laugh towards the end of today's show. So those watching online live, stay tuned. But for those watching live on the replay, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. Like, share, comment down below if you watch on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think Megsy was not happy with Hazard's attempt to change their last name to Spencer? I don't think she was happy with that. Do you agree with me or not? Well, if you're watching on the replay, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you're watching on live, let me know in the live chat. With that being said, again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. Those watching on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the third topic for today's live stream. We're going to get on to the fourth bonus Hazard and Megsy story in a moment. Let's see what you guys are saying in the live chat, though. Let's have a gander. PMM Gone Wild saying, hey up, everyone. Hey up, PMM Gone Wild. How's it going, mate? Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Moira Vesta says, Steph, if Megsy wanted to do Shakespeare, think Megsy's life title would be A Much to Do About Nothing? As Megsy's life seems to be going that way. Indeed, indubitably deed. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but there you go. Have fun with it. Lisa Boo says, I'm glad you changed it, Steph. Big hugs. I'm glad I changed it too. When I was a teenager, I would always sign off my name as Stefania. So, and my last name, so there you go. Nearly said the full thing. But yeah, and then when I was older and of age to be able to act on my own and, you know, hire solicitors and all that lot, then yeah, I got it done. It was very easy though, I have to admit. I thought it was going to take like a while, but it was really, really easy. I just had to fill out a form, send it back, and then there were some documents then that came out that I had to sign. I then had to have it countersigned by someone that was in authority, essentially, and then send it back. And then I got the deed poll certificates through. Then providing proof that, you know, my name's been legally changed, this, that, and the other. And then I could use those certificates to, you know, change my name on all my bills and all that lot as well. Really easy to do. I think if I remember rightly, I got it changed in what? Say 2012? Yeah. Well over 10 years ago anyway, I got it changed. And yeah, I think it took like, I want to say just short of 2 weeks in total to get it all done. That was it. I was expecting to somehow have to go into court and kind of announce to the judge that I wanted to change my name, this, that, and the other. No, not at all. I was a bit younger at the time anyway, and a little bit naive as to how the process was going to work. But yeah, easy, done, sorted. So yeah, I'm glad I changed it too. Definitely. Let's see what else you guys are saying before we get into the bonus Hazard and Megsy story. Flabber27 says, I think Hazard is also angry with his dad marrying Camilla. Well, yeah, you only have to read the book Spare and know that's pretty much the case as far as I'm concerned. He literally nicknamed Camilla the wicked stepmother. everything you need to know about what Hazza thinks of Queen Camilla, which, to be fair, I just think is really unfair. I really do think that. I'm happy with Queen Camilla being Queen Camilla. You know, she kept her head down, you know, came into the royal family, married the then Prince Charles, served the country well, didn't complain once, did her duty. Yeah, I'm cool with her now being queen. I'm all right with that. Totally. And for those that are saying, oh, but the then Prince Charles cheated on poor Princess Diana with the wicked stepmother, Queen Camilla, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Yes. However, Princess Diana wasn't no saint either in that marriage, okay? They both were as bad as each other, cheating on each other, okay? So, yeah, I'm happy with Queen Camilla. I really, really am. And everything that she's doing now is proving it even more. Especially last year, right? When both Princess Catherine and why I had a brain fart there, I don't know. But especially last year, right, Queen Camilla definitely impressed me. With Princess Catherine and King Charles both being out of commission because, of course, their health situation at the time, Queen Camilla stepped up to the plate. I can be Gucci with that, can't you? Oh my goodness, Regula Muella, greetings from Italy. Buonasera, ciao, come stai? Oh my goodness, wow, I have someone from Italy watching right now. Yay! Appreciate it. Flapper27 says it's time for a monkey dance. Indeed, it is time for a monkey dance. Every time we hit 500 likes, that means we've achieved a monkey. So it only means one thing. Get your monkey shoes on, because it's time for the monkey dance. So thank you so much to everyone that smashed that like button so far. Every 500 likes, we get to operate the monkey dance. So yeah, guys, if we get to 1,000 likes, another 500 on top, then yeah, we get to activate another monkey dance moment. Are we going to get there? I don't know. We'll see. With that being said, though, let's jump into the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. Special thanks to everyone that was able to contribute to today's Super Chat goal. Really appreciate your faces. So, yeah, let's have some fun with this one because Meghan Markle has just got mocked online by a moon pig. What does this all mean? Oh, let's have a laugh with this one. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this, shall we? Because Meghan Markle has got mocked big time by an online moon pig. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, what the frick is this all about? What's an online moon pig? What does it mean? This, that, and the other. Now, whenever I think of moon pig right now, as I'm, recording this, doing this for you guys, have you ever watched the Simpsons movie? Okay? You might get this. I've got this in my head right now. Moon pig, does whatever a moon pig does. Watch out, it's a moon pig. It kind of doesn't go, but it kind of does. Anyway, that is what's in my head right now as I'm presenting you with this story. Have fun, guys. Let's go. So, this is being reported by the Daily Mail. Moon pig mocks Meghan with Father's Day card showing Megsy twerking with Hazza whilst in labour. So, we all know right now, of course, by now, the infamous, as far as I like to call it, birth porn vid clip that she released on Instagram. Why she thought that was the best idea in the whole wide world to do that in the first place. Who knows, right? Anywho, Moonpig was like, oh, we're going to make some dollar bills from this, and we're going to take the piss out of her. And how did they do it? Ta-da! Ta-da! Oh my goodness. This Father's Day, dad dance like no one's watching. Oh, what do you think, guys? Do you know what? If I knew that this card was in existence sooner, I would have got this for my stepdad for today. I got to get it for next year. This is wonderful. Absolutely freaking fantastic. And for those that might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, it might be a fake. It might be someone that just created this online, some AI version that the Daily Mail have fallen for. It's just a scam. It's a trick. It's a con, this, that, and the other. I actually went onto Moonpig's website. No, it's not a con. It's not a trick. It is freaking real. You can literally get it right now for €3.50, so about £3 via e-card, or £4.50-ish for a standard card. Or if you want a big, massive, extra large card, then yeah, you could get it for about £7. I might actually just buy it anyway and put it in the background. What do you guys think? Do you know what? I'm just gonna put this out there and make it a little bit fun, okay? If anyone sends me, okay, a super chat for about £7, yeah, I'll get the large card and I'll put it in the background for Stef the Alter Nerd. I think it'd be fun. Anywho, yeah, there you go. Getting back to this. This is absolutely freaking hilarious. Moonpig, well freaking done. And yeah, a little bit more information here. So this has been designed by hashtag LOL, the London studio. Designed with love in our independent creative studio, led by award-winning designer and artist Sula Zavakopoulos. And if I've mispronounced that name, I really, really do apologise. But oh my goodness, this designer and artist, bow down to him right now. I really, really do. Like I said, if I knew that this card was in existence before today, I would have got it for my stepdad. I really, really would have. Instead, I got a card from my stepdad. And it had a black and white picture of a pug on there, or something along those lines. And, you know, he's like unhappy, like, kind of thing. And it says at the top, Happy Father's Day. And then at the bottom, kind of like, you know, kind of trying to make out what the dog's saying, right? It says, Happy freaking Father's Day. I just thought it was really, really funny. So I got that. But like I said, if I knew before today that this card was in existence, this would have been the card that my stepdad opened up today. It would have been this one. Totally. And oh my goodness, yes! Sean Roche to the freaking rescue with the £10 sugar bucks. Dude, straight after this live stream, do you know what? Actually, I'm going to do it now. So you guys can see. So here we go. I'm going to select a large card. Thanks to Sean Roche for making this happen. I'm going to have to... Hang on a minute. This is the Irish version. Delivered to Ireland. I have to find the UK version. As soon as I get it, guys, I'm going to put on Twitter and on YouTube community page a picture of it, and you'll see it in the background anyway as soon as I get it. But thank you so much to Sean Rush for contributing, and yeah, that large card of this is going to be in the background. So there we go. Yes, Mic Drop Lisa says buy it for the background. gotcha. I gotcha. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So, yeah, guys, with that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. Of course, I'm not done with you yet. But for those watching, whether it's live or on the replay, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you are subscribed to join our alternate tribe. Like, share, comment down below if you're watching on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Would you have got that card for your dad on Father's Day? Let me know in the comments down below if you're watching on the replay, and if you're watching live, let me know in the live chat. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you lot yet. For those watching the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the fourth bonus Hazard and Megsy story for today's live stream. Again, a special thank you to everyone that was able to contribute to today's Super Chat goal. I really appreciate your faces. Thank you so much. Special thank you to Sean Roach for making it happen. Where did I see that right now? There we go. Yes, thank you to Sean Roach for making it happen. This card is going to be on its way, and it's going to be in the background. I'm so freaking excited. Oh my goodness, it's unreal. So thank you so much for that, mate. But yeah, that is it for today's live stream, Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. I want to say a big, massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in live or on the replay. Appreciate all your faces. Thank you so much to everyone that's commented in the live chat and kept me company towards the end. Appreciate you guys too. Special thanks to everyone that's been able to contribute to today's Super Chat goal and making the bonus Hazard and Megsy story happen for today's live stream. We had a lot of fun with that, so thank you so much. Thank you also to everyone that thumbed up this live stream and allowed us to achieve a monkey. That was fun. And thank you so much to everyone that subscribed, not only onto this channel, but also on my second channel, Political Nerds. Appreciate your faces. If you do want more content from me, you can go to Political Nerds. If you're watching live, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. And if you're watching on the replay, the link is in the description bar below. So, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, wherever you are in the world. Have a lovely week next week. Monday to Thursday again, you're going to get your 3 Daily Nerds. And then I'll see you bright, early, bushy-eyed tail, Friday, 7 o'clock UK time, 2 o'clock Eastern for the Daily Nerd Live Friday edition. And then we'll do it all over again on Sunday, 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern for the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. Take care wherever you are in the world. And until the next time, you guys, laters.